Beyonce's Lemonade is a visual and audio film released to coincide with the release of her sixth visual studio album, also titled Lemonade. Although the HBO-aired film primarily hinges on her husband's infidelity, there are hidden satanic meanings presented through the form of visual art. What Beyonce's Lemonade essentially reflects is an occult and demonic initiation into the realm of Satanism disguised as a response to Jay-Z's alleged infidelity. For more in-depth details, please visit the link in the description box. It is interesting how the film was aired during the worship and celebrations of Baal. It is also interesting how fans and celebrities were praising Lemonade for pushing boundaries in the realm of modern art. However, what many failed to realize was the dark and subliminal messages the film presents to the masses on a subconscious level. This article will analyze these messages reflected through the scenes of Lemonade. The film is split into the following chapters: denial, anger, apathy, emptiness, accountability, reformation, forgiveness, resurrection, hope, and redemption. The first scene of Lemonade is essentially one of the most important scenes throughout the film. It basically reflects Beyonce's initiation into the occult covered up by the pain of Jay-Z's supposed cheating. She is wearing a black robe, giving the upcoming ritual a black magic element, and she then dives into an ocean where her transformation begins. Once she takes off her black robe, she is wearing all white underneath. The is the reflection of duality. The pure Beyonce, wearing white, is about to be initiated into Satanism. This is reflected by the evil Beyonce, who is wearing red, the color of initiation and sacrifice. This scene seems to aim to confuse the viewer due to the religious contradictions. She speaks on both drinking blood as well as plugging in pages from the holy book into her bloody uterus. This is satanic behavior. She refers to God, but this is not the God that resides in heaven. She is referring to Lucifer, who expects blood rituals during worship. You cannot mix satanic black values and magic rituals with religious texts such as the Bible, as this contradicts the heavenly nature of God. One cannot worship both Satan and God, as evil does not exist in God's kingdom and is against the laws of the universe. Beyonce tries to use the Bible, which she refers to as a holy book, as a crutch to confuse the viewer into believing that she believes in God. But this is an initiation into the devil's playground and into Satanism. Beyonce begins to speak on what she has to do to make her husband notice and value her more. She speaks on using Jay-Z's mistress' body parts as props to make her more appealing. Her words are reminiscent of the devil torturing his victim. She says. She then performs a song titled "Don't Hurt Yourself," which is aggressive and egotistical. Throughout this song, Beyonce's demeanor truly looks demonic, and the witches partake in more demonic rituals. After roasting her husband through her song for allegedly cheating on her, the next chapter, apathy, begins. There is not much going on in this chapter, other than working, swearing, acting belligerent, and more demonic possession. Oh, and Serena Williams makes a cameo. Clearly, this type of behavior and values will be praised by her fans because it is Beyonce. Unfortunately, they won't understand the underlying agenda surrounding propaganda like Lemonade. The emptiness and loss chapters are the most shocking, as it blatantly glamorizes the worship of Satan, while mocking religion. The chapter begins with the following. She sleeps all day. Dreams of you in both worlds. Tills the blood, in and out of uterus. Wakes up smelling of zinc, grief sedated by orgasm, orgasm heightened by grief. God was in the room when the man said to the woman, "I love you so much. Wrap your legs around me. Pull me in, pull me in, pull me in." Sometimes when he'd have her nipple in his mouth, she'd whisper, "Oh, my God." That, too, is a form of worship. Her hips grind, pestle and mortar, cinnamon and cloves. Whenever he pulls out. Loss. Dear moon, we blame you for floods. For the flush of blood. For men who are also wolves. We blame for the night, for the dark, for the ghosts. Beyonce works for the devil, and she is proud of it. Just like she sings in the song, she works every dollar for every minute. This is what happens when you sell your soul to the devil. You have to work for every dollar for every minute, because this is what Satan requires in exchange for money and fame. These values that Beyonce embodies in this portion of the film are not only accepted by the industry but are encouraged and celebrated. The Illuminati want puppets like Beyonce who can infiltrate impressionable minds into thinking that these sick values and qualities, being hypersexual, greedy, and focusing on money, should be idealized. What is being glorified here is essentially the epitome of the devil's vices, which include greed, ego and sexual lust. After that cluster of demonic images and worship, the next chapter, accountability, begins. During this chapter, a clip of a young male being positively influenced by the president is aired. According to the black male, he didn't really care if he lived or died before he met the president. But now, he wants to live for his children. While this is very touching, Beyonce's words and images during this chapter are not. The undertones of gender segregation in this chapter are very damaging when coupled with her promotion of being a feminist. Why is the black male always pictured as suppressing black women? Yes, women should have equal rights to men. But this has already been achieved. From this part of the film, it's about Beyonce forgiving Jay-Z. The following chapters basically involve Beyonce being in peaceful state of mind and forgiving her husband. These chapters are purposely aired towards the end to give the viewer a positive impression of Beyonce and her marriage to Jay-Z. In the end, the showing of love and forgiveness has a high chance of swaying the viewer into believing that Lemonade is really about infidelity, forgiveness, love and redemption. But behind this smoke and mirrors lies the real occult practices which exist in the industry and satanic black magic rituals that take place. Lemonade also subliminally touches on topics which are not in plain sight, such as the debasement of religion, the weakening of the soul, the destruction of positive values, as well as feminist agendas based on hatred and misinformation. Please subscribe and like this video if you do.